Welcome to another live stream talking about guitar and improvisation. And thought we'd discuss a little bit about all of me. I've done a few podcast episodes on that one, and so we'll discuss that, the harmony and all that as well, and answer any questions that you may have. And I put out a few shorts, so I'll discuss a little bit about that as well. And one that went particularly well, which I was not expecting at all, was this little bit of an exercise playing like that. So finger one, and then all fingers on the strings, and then fingers 1 and 2, all fingers down. Fingers 1, 2, and 3, and then all fingers down again. And you can move this around, of course. You can repeat it, obviously. And move it, down to different parts. It's good to get a sense for the different locations on the fingerboard, right? So, you're down here, you've got this really thick string, frets are close, or not close together, excuse me. So you've got, just, and then you kind of train your fingers to not leave the strings too far, just kind of hovering near to the strings as you play on and off. And another word there is to go slow at first. Just play nice and slow, try to play in time, maybe use a metronome and all that. So that was a short that did really incredibly well. Very happy to see all that. But yeah, try to move that around. Even go up really, really far up the neck. Different extremes on the instrument, different parts of the range. So I think not too much more to discuss on that, other than sometimes it's just to keep yourself from trying to play too much too fast. You could always double each note. So I'm gonna do like that maybe. Right. So just kind of go slow, and that can help you, if you haven't already, but to develop a sense of the subdivisions on things as well. I'll talk a little bit about harmonics and a little bit about one guitarist I admire, and I know a lot of us do, Lenny Bro. So discuss a little bit about harmonics and technique with that. Actually, now that I think of it, I did another video on Follow Me, and so that points out the sort of the difference between natural type harmonics, like those, what you hear like that. So basically like 12 and 5 and 7 have real strong natural harmonics. And then artificial harmonics, oftentimes you'll hear that as a sort of a I want to say, what's the right term for it? Pinch harmonic maybe, but where you kind of probably not going to pull this off right now, but kind of hear a little bit. Usually you want to have a bit of gain on your settings to get that to really kind of push through. But so that's another technique where you use the thumb to follow through from the pick and hit the harmonic that way. So the way that I talked about this in this other video is really kind of a cool thing, but it's based around taking a note. So let's say we had the C here on string 5 fret 3, and we added 12 to that, so we have 15. All right, so you find the harmonic, and then the technique to get it in motion is to, and I think there are a couple approaches, but what I'm doing here is touching it with my index fingertip, the right hand, and then going behind and setting it in motion with the thumb. And so what's kind of cool is if you take really any 9 chord like that, I think I did C minor 9. Let's look at C major 9, and you mix the kind of normally fretted notes, which I'm doing with finger 2 here, with the harmonics. You know, musically, that is this, right? It's just a half step, but it looks like a major 7 to us over here. But since the harmonic is taking it up an octave, it's going to be a minor second interval. So try this out and have fun with it if you enjoy this sound. And check out some Lenny Bro recordings. I'm fairly certain he does this. I mean, he went really far with it, but I've just kind of experimented a little bit with this kind of thing. But I'll share a little bit of what I know anyway. So you got nice pretty sound on this, right? So that's a D minor 9. Let's do E7, flat 9. Let's see if I can find it. Right. So, kind of cool. Another thing, Tal Farlow also worked with harmonics. I'm not exactly sure what his technique was, but I think his approach was to go into a solo using kind of single lines, and he would mirror it up here and pluck. So I'm not exactly sure his exact technique on that, but kind of a neat sound. And at times you might find, especially if there's not a lot of instrumentation in your ensemble and you got to take longer solos, to play a couple choruses, with a kind of standard way of playing, and then do the harmonic thing just to kind of mix it up a little bit and give the listener something different, similar to the effect of maybe Wes Montgomery going into octaves and then going into chord melody solos, and just to maybe build it or give the listener something different to listen to, change it up a little bit. So those are some interesting things, about harmonics, and it's in in the classical kind of repertoire. I was just giving a lesson yesterday where we were working through similar kind of things with just playing harmonics mixed in with some finger style in the classical tradition. Well, I'm going to do a little kind of noodling here. And let me know if you have any questions, any comments. Love to hear from you. Also, if you watch this and as a not live or as a replay, please leave a comment. Let me know how you're doing on guitar. It doesn't have to be about this video. Let me know about any of the videos or shorts that you're checking out that may have had a question about, or may have just gotten something from it. All right, and please like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Been streaming 2 times per week and plan to continue with that. So I hope you'll join us in the future as well. Okay, Mark, welcome. Yep, it's morning here. It's yeah, I know it's pretty wild. Folks could watch anywhere in the world at any time. Pretty crazy. But yeah, good morning and welcome. So a couple of things I did too on the shorts. Talked a little bit about this chord change here, which is the 4 chord. Let's go real basic here. Let's say the 4 chord in the key of C, and then the 4 chord minor, key of C, and maybe some ways to handle that as far as improvisation. So one real important one is to have this A go to A flat in order to outline those changes. So you might try some arpeggios. That would be a really good way to just really kind of hone in on that and address that. But if you're creating lines maybe with more stepwise motion, then you may look into also having the B flat involved with that. And so I talked a little bit about the melodic minor scale. And melodic minor scale and the harmonic minor scale and their modes can really help out with a lot of harmonic kind of situations, right? So So we can maybe not change as many notes, right? As we change, right? So we want to go here, and we're still thinking key of C, right? So we want to maybe change as little as possible. So that gives us the C harmonic, or melodic minor. Okay, and that can give you kind of a good way of working with that scale. So this part of the tune, the second half, right? We have. Let me give it a major 7. John Anderson says Freebird. That's a pretty common request. Okay, so we've got that, and then we have minor, right? E minor 7 to A7. So keeping with this theme of trying to stay maybe as close to your original key as possible, and using some of the things that you may know about melodic minor and harmonic minor, or even harmonic major, you can start to adapt the scale a little bit to maybe fit into the chord that you're working with. So let's say E minor 7, A7, you know, try maybe pairing those up. You can maybe consider this mode of the melodic minor, which would be D melodic minor. And then compare that to Mixolydian, right? So you would have a flat 13. Everything else is kind of the same. I think that's an important concept to consider when you're practicing improvisation, and moving from one chord to the next, is to try to keep things anchored in the original key signature, and adapt things to fit the chord. Now you can do a lot more really outside things and take it out, but these are some fundamental type things to consider. I'm not saying you have to play exactly this mode of exactly this scale, or that kind of thing. So just kind of qualify that with that. So here at the very end, we might play D minor 7 to G7 as we're kind of rounding it up here. But you could also consider flat 5, which is kind of nice sound, gives a little extra tension, right? So how would we keep that, kind of as close to the original key of no sharps, no flats? How would we do that? Okay. Okay. One exhausted man, welcome. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'll explore that in a minute. That sounds nice. Is that in what context is that you're thinking about? Let me know. Is that in this tune, or is that a kind of suggested progression? Let me know. But so let's imagine this, that our goal is to kind of keep it as close to our original key signature as possible. Then we end up with a mode of C harmonic major, right? And I'm not quite sure why this particular scale is not talked about more. I think it's kind of right up there with the harmonic minor and the melodic minor, but who knows, that may change. Let's see. Vladik, thanks for writing in. Please play Nothing Else Matters. Metallica. Well, I can do requests at the moment, but thanks for your suggestion. Appreciate it. It is one that I've taught a lot of. So let's talk about this chord progression One Exhausted Man has talked about. A flat, major 7, sharp 11. So here's a, I'm not sure if you're looking for chords or what, but so this would be A flat, major 7 with a sharp 11, D flat 7 with a sharp 9, okay, G flat 9 sus. Here's a good one. Try to play that particular chord. Excuse me. You can kind of take a major triad, whole step down, and just put it over the root note, right? So that's like E over G flat, and that gives you G flat 9 sus 4. Some of these chords in other positions, you could play A flat, major 7 sharp 11 here, up here in this position, right? D flat sharp 9 up in this position, and what was our last one here? Canon Rock. G flat. So this is really kind of the same concept that I talked about before. So notice that this would be, if you took a E major triad and then you just replace that note on string 5, that E with the G flat, you have a sus 9. So those are some options there for that progression. Thanks so much, One Exhausted Man, for sending that in. Very cool. 251. No English. Well, I don't know if there's Translate or not, or what's available. But I'll talk a little bit about the 251 progression. Thanks for writing in. The 251 progression, let me go from real basic kind of things. So if you have a C major scale, and you decide, okay, I want to take each of those notes and just stack thirds on them, you end up with a major chord, minor chord, minor, major or dominant 7th, minor, and diminished or minor 7 flat 5. So, and then you just number each one of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So, well, I'll keep going. 6 and 7 chord, right? So then the 2-5 is a 2 chord in major. This could also be in minor. 2 and then 5 and a 1. And that's one very important progression in jazz, and it's really related to a very important progression in all of tonal music, which is the 4-5-1. It's a very similar thing, and really, in a sense, predominant, dominant, and tonic, those are really the same when you zoom out on it. But if you take a 4-chord, so you take an F major, so it's an F major in first inversion, and you place the 2 of the scale you're in, D, you get a D minor 7. So you can see how kind of closely related that is. And the nice thing about the 2-5 versus the 4-5 is you get the circle of fifths going, so you get a circle of fifths motion. So it's a pretty powerful kind of thing. One Exhausted Man says, I use it as a bridge for jazz improvisation. All right, pretty cool. That's great. Yeah, so very nice. So, all right, well, I'm going to hang out for a couple more minutes. I do appreciate all of your comments and questions. Please remember to like and subscribe. And if you want to visit and want to get a heads up on new things that are coming out, turn on the notifications and keep track. I encourage your comments and questions on the channel in the spaces below for the comment section. All right. Please do check out the newest video on minor blues improvisation. It's done pretty well, so I'm encouraged by that. Some of the most watched videos have been sort of melody videos. So I'm really working towards trying to do some more improv type things. So hopefully the YouTube algorithm will pick up on some things. Okay, One Exhausted Man says liked and gave you a subscribe. All right, awesome. Appreciate it. And you are most welcome. All right, everybody. Well, I'm going to do one more kind of noodling around. Admittedly, my finger's not feeling super great at the moment. Or just not warmed up. Nothing serious or anything. But anyway, thanks for joining. I'm going to noodle around a little bit. And we'll call it a day. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a great practice session.